everyone, so this video is going to be my end of September updates, and I'm going to start with my Phrag Eva. And you can see here I have a piece of tape with the minimum temperature that it needs. So I've done that for a few of my plants that I will be putting outside now that it's cold enough so that they can get like a pretty decent cool rest. And I just feel like this will be easier rather than needing to refer to my spreadsheet that has all the information. So with this one, I have been keeping it outside at night and for the most part bringing it in during the day just because it's been sunny, and even though it's cold, I know that this will still get burnt in the sun since I'm southwest facing. But right now it's inside. I did keep this inside last night just because we started to dip into the single digits. And this one is Dendrobium moschatum pink. So when I first bought it, this was the latest growth, but you can see it's kind of skinny. But since then, it's been pushing out these two new growths, and you can see this one's really pushing out roots, so that's really good. And this one is Aerides houlletiana. And I've been a bit concerned about these not getting watered regularly. Like for these two Vandas, because they're in the pots and the roots are actually in the pot, I can spray and it's like really easy. But this one not as much without making a huge mess. So I've been actually taking this into the shower with me. Not every day since I forget, but at least twice a week, plus the weekly watering that I give all my plants. So I'm hoping that will help. And this one is Pelatantheria ctenoglossum. And this part doesn't seem to be doing well. This last leaf has dried, but the rest of the plant looks okay. And this keiki, I guess, is doing well. There's another keiki there that's been growing for a while. You can see I've packed way more moss on it to help with the root growth. There was a flower spike here, but it's died. But there's another one growing here, which seems to be doing fine so far. So we'll see how that goes. And this is my Gongora. That and this you guys already know, or I've already talked about it. But there's another new growth growing on the bottom here. And this is Paraphalaenopsis serpentingula. And every couple days I soak it in water because it still doesn't have a root system. I'm not sure if those roots are actually alive or not. I did end up losing that one leaf, and right now it's soaking in water with some seaweed. And this is Pteroceras longicalcareum, and it bloomed for me. Unfortunately, the blooms only last a day, and I was super busy at work. Plus, I had to go to the Orchid Society meeting. So I didn't take video, but I do have a photo, which I will insert here. But you can see these are the remnants of the blooms. And these are two of my Vanda leucostele seedlings. So this one is doing pretty well, I think. It has, it's hard to tell on the video, but it has a couple new leaves growing in the middle there. And despite the way this looks, this leaf is very clean and it seems pretty strong. Like, I don't think it's rotted or anything, so that's good. These are the leucostele seedlings that I've potted up together. They didn't survive except this one, which I'll probably repot separately. I think this will be like that other one I just filmed where it's all spotted but the new leaf is clean. So I'll give this one a try. And this one is the other leucostele seedling. This one is the best, you can probably tell. The only issue is this leaf is curving the wrong way, but overall this is the healthiest plant. And this one is Cattleya dormaniana. So I repotted this fairly recently. I didn't change the pot or the media. Basically the issue was this is too far towards the edge and that was bothering me, and I also didn't want the new growth to grow outside. So I had to clean it up and I put it back in the pot so it's a little bit more centered. I was a bit concerned because I know the bifoliates tend to be pretty like finicky when you repot it, but I did it when it pushed out these new growths at the bottom there, and it was also pushing out new root tips, so I just did it and I think it's doing fine. And this one is Aerides flabellata, and it's been pushing out keikis for some reason. So the one at the bottom there is not that new. There's another one just right above it. There's two growing here, and another one growing here. And this is RYC Taiwan Firecracker era, and it's pushing out a new growth at the bottom there. And this one is Dendrobium tobaense, and I have been putting this outside. Even though minimum is 12 degrees, I kind of just use that as a guideline. It's been out since it's been out until 10, even 8, I think. Yeah, I brought it in when we started going to the single digits, and it seems fine. I haven't really watered it, so I will do that. This is Dendrobium christyanum, and it has also been going outside. And this is Cattleya amazonica, and it's starting to really push out this growth, which is really good. And this is Galeandra baueri, and it pushed out another flower. I know it had some buds, but they had died, but this one survived, which is really good. And this is my Vanda pumila, and I've also been putting this outside, but I haven't been keeping it out as long as the other ones, just because I'm not sure if it can really get really cold, so I'm more cautious with this one. And this is my Phalaenopsis. So I kind of repotted it better in its same pot, just because before it was a bit sticking out and I didn't like that. So here it's a bit more contained, and you can see it's pushing out this leaf, so that's good. I'm still stuck with this ugly leaf, but that'll fall off eventually. This is my Phalanopsis perfume, and it's pushing out a new leaf in the middle there, which is good. And this is my Paraphalaenopsis. I've moved it from a basket to a pot, which I think is a lot better. My only issue is I kind of wish this part was more in the pot. I'll have to see if there's a way I can kind of push it down, because I don't really want the roots to go out. This is Bophyllum anandele, and it's pushing out a new growth. And this is Phal Young Ho Galb Canary, also pushing out a new growth. And that last leaf there is looking pretty good. This is my Ctenoglossum gladiatorium crossed with barbatum. Just opened its blooms today. And this is Dendrobium formosum, and this one is Chapayense, and they've both been sleeping outside at night. This one I'm definitely going to keep out way longer, just because I know that it can take much cooler temperatures. But for now it's inside for the daytime. And this is my Phrag seedling. I forgot the name on the top of my head, but this is the one that we deflasked in that class. The only survivor. This leaf looks pretty rough, but there's a new leaf growing inside, which is good. I do think it's overpotted actually, but I don't want to disturb it now, so I'm just going to leave it for now. And this is Cattleya mossiae. So this growth and this growth both have sheaths, and we're in autumn now, so I'm thinking that I should probably rest it. But my concern is that it has several new growths that are starting, and I don't want to really stunt those, so I'm just a little concerned about that. And this is my Paraphalaenopsis leucostele. The other ones are fine, so that's why I didn't film them. This one looks a little haggard. I think it has an infection, especially this one. But there's a new leaf growing on it, so that's good. This one I'm not quite sure. Because I have the two other ones, I'm not too worried about this one. So I'm just going to wait and see. And this one is Dendrobium draconis. And even though the pseudobulb is shriveled and yellow, there's a bud on it. And I have also been keeping this outside, but I noticed that the leaves are turning yellow. This one is Dendrobium igneonevium. This one has also been outside at night, and it looks fine. There's a new growth, and it hasn't really hampered this one from growing. And this one is Dendrobium virginium. Also staying outside at night. Haven't seen any action on this plant at all. And this one is Dendrobium Schrautii, In my last video, I said there was another growth on the other side that was doing well. Well, it rotted, so it's not doing well anymore. But it still has these two growths, and this bottom one is actually starting to push out roots. So that's really good. I don't keep this one too wet because I think that's what rotted the other one, even though it's in lava rock. So I spray it like every morning pretty much. And this is Bulbophyllum Princess Bajaratana, and this growth is doing really well. There's another one on that side, which seems fine. And this is my last surviving Dendrobium lowii. This one I don't rest outside because it's still a seedling, but it's still doing pretty well actually. This guy's pushing out roots, and there's another growth on the other side, right there. And yeah, I don't think it's gonna be dying anytime soon. And this is Bulbophyllum ayuthayense, and it's doing pretty well. You can see it has this new growth, and there's another new growth kind of behind over there as well. And this is a Cattleya seedling that I got from culture class. Actually, we had a class about mounting, and we were able to do the mount in the class, and we got to bring it home. So I have this one. I'll put the name in the description and on the screen since I don't remember it off the top of my head. And this is Bulbophyllum pectinatum, and there's a new growth there. Seems fine. It's a little dry because I didn't really have time to water, but that'll be this weekend. And this is Dendrobium balaculum, and overall it's doing fine. You can see the top leaf there turning yellow, which is not good, but overall all the pseudobulbs look plump, even my older one at the bottom, which is good. And this is my Paphinia rugosa. At one point I thought it was doing well, but it's no longer doing well. This one has dried up, and this one's completely rotted. It's still attached to this healthy one, so if I remove this, then I'm only going to have two left. And then this is the other division, and it doesn't look good at all, so I think I might just toss this one. This is my Phalaenopsis, and that flower spike is looking pretty plump, which is good. There's another one in one of the leaf crotches, but it hasn't developed that much yet. One concern I have are those brown spots. There's one, I think, yeah, this leaf here as well. There's about 3. This is not a very common plant, so I really don't want this one to be infected, so I will find a way to take care of those. I'll have to probably cut it off. It might affect the growth of the flower spike, but I think that's okay. And this is my Phalaenopsis, and the keikis are finally pushing out roots, which is awesome. So I will at some point remove it from the mother plant and plant them separately, or I might actually just put it in the same pot. The mother plant is still fine. It's pushing out a new leaf in the middle there. And last but not least is my Sanhopia. I've been leaving it outside because I know it can take pretty cool temperatures, so I just want to take advantage of that. Alrighty, so that's my video for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!